These people are vicious, they're evil, they're against us, and they're against our country, and we cannot let them get away with it.
The art of projection is something the former president has truly mastered.
Thank you. Well, I want to just say that God is good. Yes. And because of President Trump, Herschel Walker is going to be your senator.
It's kind of funny to me how he doesn't even believe it in his tone.
I'm not an actor, a singer, or a politician. I'm Herschel Walker.
What always amuses me is Republicans saying they're not a politician and that they're outliers while trying to hold or having the position of public office via music.
Police described Herschel Walker as the suspect in a January 2012 incident detailed in an Irving, Texas police report, where a girlfriend said Walker allegedly threatened to blow her head off during a dispute.
People want to ask me all the time why I'm running. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of them wanting to teach CTR in school.
Aw, sad. The man who sucks up to white supremacy can't even spell out an acronym for critical race theory.
They know I'm the best man for this seat. I'm going to get to Washington and try to change some things.
No, sorry, that's not it.
Did you know Herschel's ex-wife accused him of, quote, physically abusive and extremely threatening behavior? That she desperately sought a protective order after Walker threatened to kill her. Did you know Herschel once held a razor to her throat? And his ex-wife said he choked her. And, quote, he held the gun to my temple. Or that Herschel's mistress told police that Walker threatened to, quote, blow her head off.
You want to talk about unqualified? This is the man that is at the top of the list to not hold public office. There is so much to get to with this Trumpian candidate. The most noteworthy is this. He is a pathological liar. Surprise, or maybe not, Herschel Walker does not actually live in Georgia, the state he is running in. As WMAZ noted, Walker has lived in Texas since 2011 and has claimed a homestead tax exemption on his home there, stating that it's his primary residence.
Did you know about the cheerleader who accused Herschel of threatening and stalking her, following her to her home?
The most egregious was the following.
And all of a sudden I started going to the library, getting books, sitting in front of a mirror, reading to myself. So that Herschel that all the kids ever become valedictorian of his class. Graduated at the University of Georgia in the top 1% of his class.
Two things, Herschel. First, don't use the R word ever. Second, I know, shocker, but hear me out. He did not graduate in the top 1% of his class. Not only was he not in the top 1%, he didn't even graduate from the University of Georgia. When confronted, his campaign deleted the gloating lie. Problem is, this false claim was lodged in a range of web pages, including his Amazon author site, his speaker booking agency page, and his new Georgia Encyclopedia entry. The reason he left college early, well, that would be because a guy named Donald Trump lured him to the United States Football League. As we've told you many times, Donald Trump wanted to get into the NFL, so he used the USFL as leverage.
They were on sale for $8.5 million. He paid $10 million because he thought there was a bidding war that didn't exist. He gets the Generals, and he immediately, in the lead up to buying the team, always telling the other people with the USFL is, I'm so excited to be a part of this league. This is a great league. I love what you're doing. He gets the Generals. We need to move to fall. We have to move to fall. We need to take on the NFL. Immediately. Yeah.
This is Jeff Pearlman, writer of Football for a Buck and Winning Time.
He has a meeting with Pete Rozelle, the commissioner of the NFL, at the Pierre Hotel. Donald Trump pays for the suite. In this meeting, he says to Rozelle, I don't care about the USFL. You tell me what I have to do to get an NFL franchise. It was preposterous. He did it. He basically went behind the backs of the fellow owners to get, and Pete Rozelle says to him, as long as I am with the NFL, as long as my heirs are with the NFL, you will never have a team in this league. Because he saw him for what he considered him to be, a con man.
In short, the con continued. Trump sued the NFL claiming they were a monopoly. It didn't work out.
The jury did in fact rule that the NFL was a monopolist that had harmed the USFL. They had asked for $1.2 billion in damages, and the jury said, we're going to give you $1. And in antitrust cases, that's trebled, so that's $3. Add interest, that's $3.76.
That's right. Trump sued for over $1 billion and he got $3.76. brilliant businessman. But don't tell Herschel Walker that.
I watched him as an owner of a professional football team. Right after he bought the team, he set out to learn. He learned about the history of the team, the players, the coaches, every detail. Then he used what he learned to make the team better.
Just hilariously dishonest. But back to these educational lies. After a review of the revised site, CNN's K-File found another little noticed claim was removed that said Walker graduated valedictorian of his high school. The website now says that Walker graduated top of his class. The claim still remains on the Heisman winners page for Walker. While Walker was a top student at his high school and the president of the Beta Club, he maintained an A average to be in the school's Beta Club. CNN's K-File found no evidence he was the class valedictorian. CNN's K-File reviewed Walker's high school yearbooks and coverage of him in local newspapers at the time. According to the local newspaper, the Wrightsville Headlight, at Walker's 1980 graduation, he was not given the award for the student with the highest GPA in any academic subject. He did tie with another student for a leadership award based on participation in clubs and his GPA, and won numerous awards that year for his football achievements. While Walker was one of the ceremony's honor graduates, the article does not mention the school naming a valedictorian or a salutatorian. A 15-year review of the local press coverage did not find the school naming a valedictorian until 1994, when the paper acknowledged the school was naming a valedictorian and salutatorian for the first time in many years. Lest we forget, one of Herschel Walker's hosts for a fundraiser had this as her Twitter profile: a swastika with needles. We haven't even mentioned Walker's views on January 6th, the putrid workplace conditions for his company, and the alleged lies he told his partners. All that to say, Georgia, please, do not let this man anywhere near Washington, D.C.